What's up, everyone? It's Christina, and welcome back to the Pink Pixie Dust. A few of you have been asking, what are some really good essentials to bring to the parks during the fall to winter months? So I'm gonna go over all of the things that I like to bring with me to the parks that you can easily bring too. You should have a lot of these things in your closet already, so let's go. Before we get into it, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. You know the drill. Hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon so that you get notifications every time I post a new video. I'm just saying this because I'm looking out for you. I'm just looking out for y'all because you don't want to miss out on all this content. Can you believe that we're basically in November? Like, this year has gone by so fast. And now the weather is finally starting to change here in Southern California. Gone are the days of bright blue skies and sunshine and all that jazz. How does it go? Blue skies and sunshine, guaranteed. Okay, I'm done. The first item I'm obviously going to talk about is a sweatshirt. Now, before you tell me like, Christina, duh, obviously I want to bring a sweatshirt. I think the thickness really matters, as well as how the sweatshirt feels. Now, whenever you're doing something for an extended period of time, you want to be pretty comfortable, I would say. If you're gonna be walking around the park the entire day, make sure that you have a sweatshirt where the inside is not scratchy and uncomfortable, because it's just gonna contribute to your experience of that day. I've found that whenever I wear stuff that's really soft and comfortable, I just enjoy myself a lot better, and I just enjoy what I'm wearing a lot better too. So make sure that you wear a sweatshirt that has a nice soft inside lining. I think that's really important. And also make sure that it's a sweatshirt that's not insanely thick. You want to make sure that it's a little bit more on the thin side because it's easier for layering. Now, Disneyland definitely has it down to a science, because pretty much all of the sweatshirts that they sell in the shops are thinner. They're like on the thinner side. It's pretty rare when you would find a thicker sweatshirt there. You definitely can, but I recommend thinner ones just because they're so much easier to layer. You can wear a tank top on the inside. You can wear maybe a long sleeve if you're someone that runs really cold, and then you can wear this on top. And then you can even wear a jacket on top, because you know when you try to wear like jackets on top of really thick sweatshirts, it's really uncomfortable and it doesn't really fit right. And then if you sit down and you're trying to eat, then it's like, you're like trying to like fit it in your mouth, but you can't because you can't move and you're like a baby T-Rex. Definitely make sure that your sweatshirts are soft on the inside and nice and thin. So this sweatshirt is, how cute is this, by the way? I know I'm just casually like demonstrating, and you guys are probably like, wait, what sweatshirt is that? It's actually from a small company here down in LA called Wild and Refined. And so it's a small business, and the gal that runs it, she basically embroiders all of these beautiful sweatshirts herself. She has a ton of other incredible designs. She has some nice Christmas stuff coming up. So I'll make sure to link her down in the description for you in case you're interested. But yeah, it's just, oh, it's so cute. If you want something for Christmas, I would definitely check out her shop and try to place an order as soon as possible, because they do take a while, because everything is handmade. It just takes a while, especially because she's very particular about like quality. I mean, even just like looking at my sweatshirt, I'm just like amazed at how incredibly beautiful this is. And I'm going to be using the sweatshirt like every single year. It's going to be something that I just keep forever. Another thing that seems pretty basic, but I'm going to go over it anyway, is a beanie. Now, I know everyone likes to wear their Mickey ears and, you know, look all cute at the park. So I highly recommend you invest in a beanie that has actually little pom-poms that look like Mickey ears. This is seriously such a lifesaver for me, where I still want to maintain my like Disney look, but I'm still able to keep my head warm. Now, what you could even do if you're fancy is you could wear your beanie at night. So you could just get a locker and you can put your ears in there at nighttime, and then you can grab your beanie that you can wear at nighttime for the fireworks and for all the nighttime festivities. This is actually from a company called Love Your Melon, and this came out a few years ago. This was part of their Disney collaboration. It's really pretty. It's pink, then it's got some like rose gold threading in here, and it's just like very cute. They have all kinds of variations of this type of beanie now. You can definitely get it from Amazon, and probably a bunch of other places. Or you can even make it yourself if you're, if you're like a very DIY person, you could probably make this yourself. But yeah, I highly recommend at least having one in your wardrobe, especially if you're someone who goes to the parks often during the cold seasons, then this is something that you want to definitely have as an option. You definitely don't have to take this every time it's cold. Maybe you want to go your regular ears one time. Maybe you want to do the beanie one other time, but at least by having this, you give yourself another option. And let's not forget our water bottle. So yes, it's colder, but that does not mean that you should not be hydrating yourself. So keep one in your backpack. It's really, really important to at least have some way of carrying water with you, especially in those long lines where you're waiting a bunch. Make sure that you stay hydrated because you need your energy. And I think when you are staying hydrated, it also helps you kind of like move along the day a little bit better. When you're dehydrated, then you naturally do have less energy because your body is trying to keep yourself sustained from other resources as opposed to just drawing it from water to keep yourself hydrated. So make sure that you are hydrating yourself throughout the day. And on the same token, I highly recommend bringing a snack with you of some sort. And this is really just kind of served as an emergency snack. So let's say that, you have lunch and then you get, kind of sucked into the park. You go on this ride and you're shopping for merch and you're doing a character meetup and then you're walking over to the Disneyland Hotel because you wanted to check out something over there. There's so much going on where you may not necessarily stop to be able to grab a bite. And the last thing that you want is to feel hungry when you're at the park and you're stuck in line and you have a whole nother hour to go and it's just like annoying and nobody wants to deal with that. So I like having a snack on me for those specific scenarios where you are just nowhere near a pretzel stand or you're nowhere near a churro cart. At least you have something to kind of get you over the hump. So then when you do have time to go and get a bigger meal, then you're fine, you're not miserable, because trust me, you want to do everything that you can to keep the magic up, to keep the magic suspended, And a lot of the times, unexpected things happen, people are rude, people are mean, things happen. And so we need to do everything on our part to at least make sure that we're setting ourselves up for success. And I really believe that having some kind of nourishment in your bag, even if it's a handful of goldfish or something, I think it's better than coming to the park with absolutely nothing at all. We're gonna jump back to accessories. I highly recommend investing in some really, really nice, luxurious gloves. Now, you might not need them during the day, but you definitely will need them at night because it gets so cold in Southern California at nighttime. People don't think that. They just think, oh, LA, it's super nice all the time. I mean, it is, but not at night. It is cold at night. Now, I get it. Some people are coming in from Midwest or from the East Coast where you're like, you don't know real cold, but trust me, it still gets cold. No, it's not like freezing cold. It's definitely not snowing, but it's still cold, You still want to be able to feel your hands. So invest in some gloves if you don't already have some. These are from Lululemon. They're super soft, comfortable, and then they have these little grips. So if you need to type onto your phone, then these are there. And it's another scenario where you can just lock these in your locker during the day, and then when you want to take a break before hopping into the evening festivities, hop over to your locker, grab your gloves, and you're good to go. And one last thing, this is also a clothing item. It is a vest. Now, again, great for layering. This is a really overlooked clothing item, but I highly suggest it. It's especially if you have the ones that are, again, soft on the inside, but then they are nice and thick and puffy. These are such great lifesavers. And you can even wear this during the day too. Say for example, you wore maybe a tank top and then maybe a t-shirt over. You could totally just wear those layers and then put your vest on top. It's so easy. And then at nighttime, if you have a few more layers, then you can add those on and then throw your vest on top just for added warmth. This is such a great staple, especially to take you from your daytime to nighttime look. I highly recommend in bringing a vest with you to the parks. And then again, same scenario, you can throw it in your locker if you end up not needing it during the day, and then you can pull it out at the end of the day. Those were some of my suggestions for items that you should bring to the park during the fall and winter months. Obviously, there's a lot of nuances if you have special needs or if there are any other things that you want to bring with yourself. I do highly recommend not taking a huge backpack. A mini backpack is great. A tote bag is okay, but you don't want it to be too heavy because then it's going to be annoying to carry. But again, rent a locker. Like, a locker goes such a long way. I know it's kind of annoying to have to pay that $7 to $9 every single time, but it's really convenient. They also have lockers in between both parks so that if you're park hopping, it makes it really easy to just stop by, drop some stuff off, grab an extra sweatshirt or whatever you need. So I definitely recommend going prepared. It's definitely a different kind of prepared versus the summer months, but still really fun. I love Disneyland during these months, especially now. This is kind of a fun time. I mean, Halloween hasn't officially finished itself off yet, but in the next couple of weeks, it's going to be kind of that lull right before Thanksgiving and then Christmas. And it's just such a fun, just vibey time at the park. Like, I am just all about it, because then come January, then there's kind of like a come down in January. I feel like after Christmas is over, it just kind of like comes down, and it's like, oh, like it's the end of a party, you know? Everyone's just like relaxed and just kind of like, oh, that was so fun. What's the next thing? And the next thing is Sweethearts Night. So we'll talk about that in another video. But thank you so much, you guys, for following along and for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you that have been tuning into my videos and asking questions in the comments and offering feedback and also giving suggestions on things that you want me to cover. I'm heading to the parks later this week, and so I'm really excited to kind of test out some stuff and see what's going on, what's cracking right before the Christmas months. And yeah, that's about it. Make sure that you subscribe. Again, I'm not going to warn you again. Remember, I'm just looking out for y'all. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.